it's me. What's going on? Welcome to our Let's Talk Paralegal Live. It'll probably be our last one because we are starting our Let's Talk Paralegal podcast September 7th. So I'm going to be focusing on that, but I may have here or there some short lives, maybe not with topics, just to kind of check in on y'all and make sure that everyone's doing okay. Now with this whole Delta variant issues coming on, I know it's really important to stay connected with you guys and continue, the Let's Talk Paralegal brand and really trying to empower the future of the legal industry, which is our motto, changing the legal industry from the inside out. So today we have a couple of topics actually, and we're gonna go through them fairly quickly. So definitely check out our what is it called? Our replay. Gosh, I can't think right now. So I'm halfway through my first cup of coffee. But yeah, so these are the topics, the ones that you see on the screen. We're going to talk about legal technology. We're going to talk about limited licensing, and we're going to talk about legal innovation. While I'm talking, you can, just hop in on the comments. They do not appear on the replay, so don't worry about people looking at your comments afterwards. Or you can hit me up on LinkedIn through the messaging system, and that's usually where everybody tries to do it. But I think it's because they think the comments are live and nobody can really see your comments. So anyways, you can do either or and just send me a message through LinkedIn, which that reminds me, let me open that up so that I can go ahead and have those ready for answering. So without further ado, we're going to go over our first topic of the day, which is legal technology. So legal technology is really the future of the legal industry. It's what's really going to help us improve and enhance the legal industry further, because it has been doing it for a very long time. I think the pandemic just kind of expedited all of that due to the necessity, right? Once you feel forced to do it, it kind of fast forward the whole entire trajectory of it. But legal technology in a nutshell, just for those of you that are maybe not familiar with the full term of legal technology, it's not just focused on case management software, the Office 365s of the world or the G Suites or anything that helps us with managing the caseload. That obviously does play a major role in legal technology, but the legal technology that we're going to talk about today is a little different, and it's probably more pertinent for either a freelancer, a litigation paralegal, or a trial prepper. So if you guys handle any of that, this is really what we're going to focus on today with as far as legal technology goes. So as we all know, the courts are very behind on legal technology. I've had attorneys bringing their own equipment, their own even the outlet converters, because their outlets are outdated due to the new technology having different types of outlets. Those of you that are that own Apples, you all know what I'm talking about. Android tries to stay basic when it comes to their chargers and things like that, but iPhone for some reason just loves to change it up every now and then. So yeah, so that's the technology we're going to focus on now. So we all know that even the outlets have been outdated. Now that everything's going virtual, hybrid is here to stay. That's not going anywhere. We're still going to have virtual court hearings. We're still going to have those, what they call the Zoom hearings. We're still going to have non-jury trials for sure are going to be most likely virtual from now on, depending obviously on your jurisdiction and on the laws, and everything that's happening. But definitely those are here to stay. And even the jurors may change. The amount of jurors that you may need for a certain case, it may change. But definitely the whole court system in general is in it for the long haul, and they're actually making already some changes as far as sitting people apart for 3 feet, just normal. And instead of the 6 feet, now obviously they're doing the 6 feet, but I think some jurisdictions are pulling back due to the Delta variant. But yeah, so we're looking towards the future. So yeah, so the courts are going to look a little different. They're going to get a lot of upgrades. They're going to have, instead of those old-fashioned projectors and things like that they have, they're no longer going to have those. They're going to have the new iPads and everything on the podiums. So you'll have iPads, and where you can connect your iPads or your tablet in general and have all your files in a tablet system. So it's definitely in the works. There's a lot of web developers and a lot of app developers that are working on this type of technology so it can be seamless. Florida is at the forefront as always. Florida, I'm very proud to say, was one of the first of the 50 states to go completely e-filing. And every single county in Florida, I believe now, with the exception of probably 5 counties, are fully electronic and accessible via public records electronically. So very proud to be part of that innovation. And that's not going to go anywhere. This is just the beginning. The e-filing systems are going to continuously get upgraded. The e-signature laws are going to get updated. The verification laws are going to be updated. The certificate of services are all these laws that we had. Even the notaries are looking different. For those of you that don't know, the remote notary option was available during the pandemic because things still needed to get notarized. Although it's highly unrecommended across the board to not do remote notaries when it comes to the estate planning or probate in general, for obvious reasons. We don't want any misconstrued. And really, when you're doing the remote, I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but when you're doing the remote process, it's only a square. It's kind of like what you're looking at me now. It's this square. You don't see what's really behind or if there's anybody in the room. So the implications that there is no undue influence is kind of unrealistic when you can only see a person in a Zoom box, right? So there's going to be a lot of litigation on that, and that's why it's highly unrecommended to do notaries while remote notary or online notary, depending on your jurisdiction, for estate planning documents and probate in general. But real estate, more than welcome. Any other affidavits, signatures, anything like that, more than welcome. They don't see any, according to them, they don't see any harm or any, foresee anything, any issues or any litigation regarding that. So yeah, that's another thing that came from the pandemic, which we were all fighting for a long time. For those of you that have been notaries for a while, I've been notaries going on my 3rd renewal now. I've been a notary for, I guess that makes it 15 years. And we were fighting for remote notary for a very long time, especially in the states where the counties are so far apart. Like there's literally counties that will take you hours to get to the next county throughout our nation. So, to be able to notarize something for the same price, if not more, because you're paying more, your cost is more, at the comfort of your own home is really something that was necessary. So all these legal technologies that are coming in, policies and everything like that, definitely will help move forward with the legal industry and making that process seamless. So to be more specific as far as the legal tech that's actually coming out, I was actually reading an article from Adorant. And if you guys don't know who Adorant is, I will go ahead and post this link for you guys in the comments so that you can look at it. But this is a 2021 article. I try to get you the most up-to-date information. And they talk about 21 legal tech and businesses predictions for the legal industry. So the first one, they say the disruption will continue, right? We all know that it's going to continue. It's going to make way for new business models and law firms. And a little sneak peek, one of my guests is the innovator of this. They're an attorney, but they made the whole virtual thing possible. And they were at the forefront of that. And then, of course, the non-lawyer owners will drive the industry to change, and particularly with New York, California, and Texas. Those are the 3 that already have approved ownership of not for non-lawyers in the legal industry. So yay for y'all. And then the technology investments, right? They're going to drive competitiveness. And what competitiveness means in the technology world is that it's going to be more accessible, it's going to be more affordable, and it's going to be at a fixed price, not, none of that adjustable pricing. It'll mitigate the risk, of course, right? And in essence, it'll make your business more successful. So you can pay your employees more. You can get paid more if you're the owner, depending on what side of the spectrum you're in right now. So definitely something to look forward to. And also the adoptions of technology, like I said before, is going to accelerate. It's just going to move forward. They're predicting that by either 2025 or 2030, it'll become just a global thing. Everything will be seamless, and we'll be able to do business as usual, virtually seamless, with no confidentiality issues or any red tape to cut, is basically what that means. So that's always a good thing. And then they're going to reevaluate the barriers, right? Especially for law school. That's a big thing about the state bar exams and how they're going to maybe go down, although we don't really see that happening right now. Actually, it's the opposite. The more of the law schools are getting higher applications versus lower applications. So we may not foresee that now. Maybe after the year 2030 is what they're saying. I don't know. In this particular instance, it's attorney Adam Smith that's saying this, and he's the partner of like a major law firm. Again, I'll put this in there for you. But what they're saying is that we all know that law school is not cheap. It's very not affordable. And then the return on investment is just not there sometimes, depending on, what law school you go to, what firm you go to, what's your first job. It can take you anywhere from 5 to 10 years to even pay off that loan, if at all. Like I know attorneys that have been practicing for 50 years and still haven't been able, or I'm not 50 years, 30 years, and still have not been able to pay off that loan. So we all know the cost is definitely high. So that's something that they're seeing that it will be changed. It'll be more accessible. It'll be more affordable so that more people can come in and do law school, because a lot of people are looking at it kind of like at me, that it was useless and wasteful because it's not even training our attorneys to practice law. So also the changes within the curriculum, they're looking at to get to be, I guess, modified, for lack of a better word. So that's another change that they're looking at to foresee in probably the next decade. Obviously, these are not instant changes. Law takes forever to change. So we're definitely not in a rush, or should not be in a rush to see these changes immediately. Although I would love to see them immediately, but that's not going to happen. So another one is firms are going to settle to the new normal, like I said, right? So the hybrid model is not going to go away. You're going to have virtual workers. You're going to have virtual hearings. That's not going anywhere. All we're doing now is perfecting it. So according to the Burlington Media Group, that's exactly what they're doing. They're working on their court technology, on attorney technology, on legal software, legal apps, legal filing systems, all that good stuff, to make the whole process, again, seamless. And then the going to the office is going to become a new, it has a new meaning. I mean, it's had a new meaning for almost 2 years now. And that's, again, not going anywhere. And that's thanks to the technology. We're able to collaborate more. We're able to enhance more. We're able to really create that interperson office experience if done correctly, right? We're always going to need that human-to-human interaction, especially when it comes to trial prep. That's always like our go mode, but it's not going anywhere. Flexibility is definitely always going to be there, and unfortunately, if you don't go with the times, it looks like from what we're seeing now from the new narrative, that you're gonna become a blockbuster. So you either move forward, stay stagnant, and fail. So let's go for it, right? So the next one is the modern lawyer, which this one for me is very important. I've met a lot of modern lawyers. And it's really great. I had one season 1 of the podcast. Her name is Kristen Corbian, and she's definitely what they're calling a modern lawyer. And basically, what that is, for those of you that don't know, it's moving forward, right? It's changing the normal of the industry and really innovating it and bringing new ideas to the table and creating a new law firm experience for both the employees, employers, and clients, because that's really what we're needing right now. Hollywood, unfortunately, does not portray the legal industry in a great light, which is the whole purpose of why I created the Let's Talk Paralegal movement, to bring awareness to that fact. We all know the mental illness aspect for legal professionals. ABA, the American Bar Association, has already done their well-being pledge. So, I mean, obviously, it's not going anywhere. We're going to have to move forward. Really, that's where we're going. And we're going to have to be agile, right? We're going to have to be agile. We're going to have to do this, and maybe it won't be a decade for that to happen. Who knows? Maybe 5 years from now, right? One can be hopeful. But I guess the hurdles, let's go over a little bit of the hurdles regarding the legal technology and the new normal, is basically the client. The client is going to want that interpersonal experience and is craving that experience in general. So you definitely want to make sure that that doesn't go away, that the client experience doesn't go away, because that's really important. Obviously, that's what makes the world go round, right? That's what makes the legal industry thrive, is creating that client experience, and a positive light. Not, obviously, we don't want to go negative on that. So that could be a hurdle. But with virtual offices and with renting conference rooms, everything available to you, you can still create that ambiance for the client and still have that one-on-one with the client. Obviously, the older ones may suffer a little bit with the new technology, but again, there's always room for improvement. When we're growing, there's always going to be growing pains. So nothing is going to be perfect, but it's up to us to perfect it, right? It's up to us to make it comfortable for every player. The employer, the employee, the freelancer, the contractor, and the client. We need to put everyone into consideration moving forward when it comes to legal technology. And by doing that is by getting involved with legal developers, by communicating with the top caseload management softwares and letting them know there's a better way and here's what we can do about it. Really getting involved as legal professionals, especially if you're that innovator, if you're that person really eager to see this move forward fast, go for it. That's what you need to do. You need to get to those tables. You need to sit down in those meetings, and you need to have your voice heard. That's the only way that change is going to happen, is by action. You need to take action. If not, we're not going to go anywhere. We're going to stay stagnant like we did, and we're going to have to wait for another pandemic to happen, right? So let's not have that. So the next one is limited licensing, right? Limited licensing is very, I guess, at the forefront for the legal support staff in particular, right? It's not really going to hinder an attorney in any way, right? Because they're already licensed and they've already done the bar and everything. So I know this is a hot topic right now, which is why I included it in today's live session. And I found this amazing article. Again, I'll post it on the comments and the replay about Utah, the bar examiners. And the first one that they go over is Utah, right? So Utah's licensed paralegal practitioners. They in this article that I found, they address all the barriers that they're going through for legal representation, how they got to where they got to, and how they got what they call the LPP, which is the licensed paralegal practitioners licensing moving forward. Now, don't think this is just something that you can go take an exam and that's it. I don't want you guys to think that this is like a NALA thing where you are, Federated Paralegal Association thing. By no means is that what this is about. There are some states that you're going to have to take some tests and some courses, and this is not something that you're just going to be able to hop on. There is going to be a full process. You're going to be vetted. You're going to need affidavits in some states. And the article that I'll post on here talks about the ABA accredited law schools and some sort of degree that you're going to need by an accredited school, whether it's paralegal studies, a bachelor's, whatever it is, they have to be accredited according to their standards. And that this one's actually particular to Utah. They also go through who's going to administer this and what are the ethical standards and the disciplinary actions. Utah was really good at outlining the do's and don'ts, and that's all thanks to Catherine Dubont. If you don't know who she is, she's an appellate court administrator for the Utah Court of Appeals. So she is definitely a seasoned cookie. The next state that actually did the limited license in Washington, it's called Limited License Legal Technicians, and it's a work in progress. I'm not sure if they quite passed it yet, and maybe they will while we speak about it, but they also go through what that looks like for Washington. So far we have Washington, we have Utah, and it outlines the education program. Again, there's going to be a program that you're going to have to do for Washington, some courses you're going to have to take, tests you're going to have to take. So yeah, it's not a walk in the park, but hey, like anything else, if you're willing to do it, do it. The next one is Arizona, right? In Arizona, it's called the Certified Legal Document Preparer. It's a long-standing program, and it fulfills self-represented litigants. So you can go ahead and look at Arizona's qualifications as well. So far it's Utah, Washington, and Arizona. And I think for now, that's about it. I know Montana is pending, and New York and California obviously are trying to get into it. So hopefully Florida will too, and I will hop on board because I'm definitely interested in the limited licensing, especially for a freelancer. It's very attractive and very enhancing, and it eliminates the cost of law school, and you can still kind of get that limited practicing if you don't want to go full blown. So it's a lovely option. Again, it's something that we've been striving for and pushing. So I'm glad that that's finally happening and that we're finally getting recognition as legal support staff. So again, I'll post that on there so you can look at all the details. I'm not going to go through all the details here because it'll eat up the hour, and I don't want to do that to you. And I think I've already been on here for almost 30 minutes. So there you go. So the last topic that we're going to talk about, and then I'll move on to the other subject of this live, is legal innovation, which kind of goes hand in hand with the second part. Legal innovation is my thing. If y'all follow me on YouTube, if you follow me on my podcast and my social media outlets, I'm very active in LinkedIn. If y'all follow me through there, you know that I'm all about innovating and changing the legal industry from the inside out. That is literally our slogan for the Let's Talk Paralegal podcast. So in no way, shape, or form am I ever behind the curve when it comes to innovation and what's coming, for us as far as the future of the legal industry. So one question I'm going to do is this one. What does the future look like for you, right? Because the legal industry has already changed, and it shows no signs of stopping anytime soon. So you're definitely going to want to get that innovation ahead of the time, right? You want to make sure that you get there. And what are you going to do in order to be that difference? That's what you need to do, right? But the innovations that are coming in general are basically like we went through technology, the limited licensing, and also the way we look at what a law firm should look like and what a legal department should look like, who needs to do what. We are going to be chameleons. You are no longer just a paralegal, just a receptionist, just a lawyer, just a legal support staff, just a law clerk. That's no longer going to be a specific thing where you have a job description. The legal industry needs chameleons. So you need to become a chameleon in order to succeed and thrive in the legal industry. And that is what the pandemic has taught us. The more skills you learn, the more education you grab, the more research you do, the more enhancement you do on both yourself and your career, the further along you're going to get in the legal industry, because this is no longer this is no longer a one set task. This is a one-stop shop. You have to be all things at all times, and it has to intertwine. Anything from client compliance to reception to intake to trial prep. It doesn't matter where you're at. You need to learn the process of wherever you are in your legal industry, in your legal career, in your law firm, in a legal department, wherever you're at. Even if you're just in school right now, you need to learn the process from start to finish, whether it's the civil litigation system, the federal procedures, the criminal procedures, whatever it is that you want to do or that you're interested in doing, learn the process from start to finish. And I promise you, your future in the legal industry is going to thrive, because that is what they're looking for. They are no longer looking just for a paralegal, just for an intake person. You need to be tech savvy. You need to be client customer service 100%. You need to be not a multitasker in the traditional way, right? Where you're doing 5 million things at once. It's when you know to, and I'm going to quote Christy Wright on this, when you know to do the right things at the right time, when you know how to prioritize, when the attorney no longer has to baby you and step by step you already know what to do. And if you are the attorney and you're at that point, great, expand that. Start teaching the ones that are coming out of law school. If you're a paralegal like me and you already are at your, prime, right? And your experience is great, move it forward, okay? You got to share that knowledge. The only way we're going to change this industry is by helping each other out and working together. So that's really all I have to say about that. If you guys want to look at our upcoming events, we have a lot going on. October, we have our workshop. So it's for freelancers, but it's basically anybody that wants to do freelancing on the side or anything like that. Go to the website on your screen and definitely check out that workshop. We have swag box options, t-shirts, cups, whatever you want, it's there. You can also check those out individually in our shop. Our book is coming out in September. September is a big month for us. Our Let's Talk Paralegal podcast, our book is coming out, everything, and you can find all that out on our website. And I'm getting questions, so I'm going to take a little pause here because I saw a question here and I wanted to answer it. I don't want to be rude. All right, so the question is, what about legal technology? Here, I'll put it on the screen. Let me see if I can, because this was there we go. The question was, what about legal tech should I focus on right now? So that's really important. Right now, what you need to focus on, not so much what we talked about in the beginning about the court technology, but about caseload management software. So like the Clios of the world, Action Step, My Case. I think the other one's My Profile. All those innovating, you can Google the top 10 caseload management softwares. Office 365, definitely want to focus on that. Adobe Cloud is the new thing right now, so definitely focus on working on that on Adobe Cloud. And when I say Office 365, I don't mean just Word, I mean Excel, SharePoint, all of it, the whole entire shebang. You want to learn intricately. They provide training for you at no cost as long as you have a license. So if you have like a license with them, or you're working with a firm and they have a license or something like that, ask for training. They also have videos on their website where you can go to Office 365 and get a video and watch video tutorials and things like that. That's free. So you can do that as well. YouTube, obviously, shout out to YouTube, has those options as well. Any of these softwares that I just listed have free tutorials on their website. And then another one that's great and that will benefit you if you are a legal support staff, or even if you're not, is LexisNexis and Westlaw. They are the monsters of legal industry. You want to learn them both. Do not limit yourself on just one. A lot of law firms use Westlaw, but a lot of paralegal studies programs use LexisNexis. So you want to learn them both to the best of their capacity. They both offer mastery certificates or paralegal mastery certificates. So definitely check that out. Go on their websites and see what's going on with that, because that's definitely going to help you in the forefront. The more you know, the better. So learn everything that there is, anything, even from phone systems, video chatting, Teams, Zoom, anything, GoToMeeting, all these video apps. You definitely want to learn right away, and like literally learn it, like work in there, get your free trial, get whatever it is that you need to get your hands-on experience, get a tutorial, get a demo, get whatever it is that you need to do to get hands-on experience. You definitely want to do that. Some of these paralegal studies programs are not that specific, and they're not very diverse. So I've noticed, because of my coaching, I've noticed that a lot of paralegal programs are not as diverse as some other ones. So you definitely want to focus on that and get that legal tech. They're really going to need that. I mean, if you look at the job descriptions, just a simple one, if you just go on these major job hunting sites, and even like hit up a legal recruiter, that's the first thing they're going to tell you. You need to be tech savvy. And on top of all that, you need to have amazing client experience. So customer service is key, guys. I can't even emphasize that enough. You definitely want to up your game when it comes to customer service. Best way to do that, because I know that's going to come up, the best way to enhance your customer service experience is by understanding that we're all human and we all have issues, and they're coming with us with legal issues. And so obviously that client is not in the best place right now. So you have to understand that, it's going to happen. You're going to have some people that are just not going to be happy-go-lucky when their whole world is falling apart. So we have to understand that human aspect. And we ourselves are going to have bad days. Be aware of that and know that to move forward, I need to, work on that, and just be like, my bad day doesn't have to be everybody's bad day. If you have a bad boss or whatever, look, guys, you guys have to figure it out, and you have to make sure that your customer service is always on point and you never have a bad day. I can't stress that enough. So the other question was about the limited licensing. Oh, so what I went over about the limited licensing, guys, I will put in the comments on the replay, so you can just click on the link and it'll give you all the information. You can also go on the NALA website. NALA has all the up-to-date information about limited licensing. I had posted about that a couple of days ago, and they just recently updated it last week. So you definitely want to check out the NALA website, and they'll have the limited licensing as well for legal support staff, and all the requisites and everything, and what jurisdiction and how you can apply, all that good stuff. It's in that article, so I'll go ahead and I'll put that in there after the replay. Thank you for your question. What's the other one? Yeah, so the Let's Talk Paralegal book, somebody asked when the Let's Talk Paralegal book comes out. It's going to come out on my birthday, September 9, and the podcast starts on September 7. We just finished recording what I'm calling the first episode. So I'm finishing that up, and it should be ready for you guys in a couple of weeks. So I'm excited about that. Thank you. Any other questions? I'm going to take some coffee here. All right, guys, so I think that's it. If you guys need anything else, let me know. You guys know where to get me. You can comment on this video. You can also message me through LinkedIn or Instagram. Those two are primarily the platforms. We're also on Facebook and Twitter, but I don't really check those out so much. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know. If you guys can always set up, I don't know if you know this, but you can set up a 30-minute call with me for free. Just go on our website, hit the free consult button, and find a date and time that's good for you. And it's usually 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, Eastern Standard Time. But yeah, that's pretty much in a nutshell what I wanted to go over. And the new normal is coming. I don't know what it's going to quite look like for the legal industry, but I know that we can carry on that new normal. So bye, guys. Until justice is served, I'll be here. Bye.